Alright, make sure you join the raffle. Want to see my cancer axe? This thing causes cancer, apparently, in the state of California. It's an axe. I don't know how it has bonus damage from poison, but I guess it does. I bought it to chop up this stuff. We've been painting this thing, and as you can see, it didn't go very good. Also, it looks like the wrong color, doesn't it? She looks a bit too pinkish. Now, what I did was I grabbed some paint from over there and just kind of mixed them together, and it didn't turn out the right color. I didn't even think about it. I was just too busy fighting with the airbrush to really pay attention to what I was doing, and she looks way too red. Way too red. So we gotta readdress that. Also, if you missed the video, it's a short on YouTube. So you can see the whole uncensored process of trying to paint her, because I can't get away with that on any other platform. Hello, Crunchy, what are you doing? You coming in here to get some cancer from the axe? Yeah? Investigate. Now, we did a lot the other day. We got all of our futa figures together and realized we're missing some. Specifically, we're missing a leg. I don't know where it went. I know I printed it originally, but it is not here now. So we got one leg for there, and the other one was... I'm just gonna point the camera at that thing. Her titties are not shooting milk, which means I printed the wrong version. There should be juices coming out of that. And I have all the juices over here, but there's no sockets for that. And it's a pain because I had to sand all around here in order to get the hand to get on that. Like, it is bad. It wasn't cut very well. We're gonna have to work on that in the future with this artist. Next is we're putting together this tree thing, which is looking pretty cool so far, because Lavi, all these futa figures are going to her, and this, because this is her order, all the pieces. That's why we're putting all the futa stuff together, to make sure that we have all the pieces. But unfortunately, we're still missing stuff. Now, let's see, what else here? We got all this Digimon stuff. I put some paint on that cape. It didn't work quite as well as I wanted it to. It's still kind of really messed up. Not great, not great. Anyway, let's check on how things are going. First up, this is the first time this thing's been able to stand on its own. Remember, the raffle. Full-size raffle for Jessica Rabbit. We only have a foot, but you can get her. This thing failed again. Didn't post the update on that, but we got all the way to right here. Literally, it was closing itself up, but it still needed to do the peg, and what happened? Oh, the spool ran out, but the end of the spool is tied into the actual spool part. That part didn't release, and then it stopped moving, and it broke right here. So it continued thinking that there was still filament in here, and it finished its little job with nothing. Real tired of this, because, I mean, that's... How many feet now? We already chewed up one yesterday. But, I mean, how many times are we going to do this? There's a foot, there's a foot, there's another foot. We got rid of another foot. There's so many feet. Now we just got to shred them. And I bought a filament recycler. So that's coming. Don't know when. But we will be able to start turning this stuff into actual reusable filament. And then I got a filament splicer that will let us attach the ends, because usually filament recycling doesn't give you a big 5-kilogram spool. It only gives you tiny ones. So we're gonna have to put those together. But hopefully we can make it a system where it just does what it wants, and then I come back later and it's made progress. But we gotta work on her. We gotta work on her, and we gotta find the gun, because that compressor over there is for a big paint gun, but all the supplies are somewhere packed up, and I don't know where that is, but it's in a box somewhere. But let me go undress, and then we'll take a look at all of these figures. That looks like Zelda finally printed, so let's see what we got. All right, so here we go. Got a new hoodie. I need gloves. Uh-oh, we're running out of gloves. I think I have boxes over there. All right, here we go. Open this, and we have vines. Vines all look good. I hope there was nothing on the other end of this, but I don't think there was. This is all just vines for Perona. And then next, I think we have a good result. Yes, Dragon Zelda is finally finished, and she looks wonderful. Yes, that looks so good. I'm going to peel her off right now. Uh-oh, that's gonna start bleeding in a second. That's deep. All fixed. For some reason, it didn't bleed, like, at all, even though it was really deep. That was weird. That was weird. Anyway, it was this thing. I was trying to pry off that last piece of support, and it decided to break off a little piece, and then the rest went straight into my thumb. Well, we got her mostly out. Come on. There we go. And that is some very clear resin. But in order to wash her, we have to do it in clean alcohol, which I currently do not have. So the solution to that is to make a special chamber just for her. Okay, we don't have any gallon bags, so I can't do anything with her right now. So she's just gonna sit there for the meantime. Let's move on to more stuff. All right, we have Bad News Bears on this. Why do we have Bad News Bears on this? What in the world happened? Okay, so we got some 2D swords, and wow, we got a lot of problems here. There must be something in there that I don't know about. No, actually it feels fine, which means when our FEP might be broken. We'll check on that in a second. And lastly, over here we have more ghosts. More ghosts and more thorns. Looking good though. But I'm sure that ghost has a lot of resin in him that needs to come out. Which means we gotta lynch him, hang him by his neck from a tree in order to get the resin to drain out the bottom of him. That sounds really bad. We have a nice little tree over there. Let's have a look-see here. And no, it's fine. Okay, that's a new one on me. I guess there's just something in the back. Well, that's a nice surprise. Oh, wait, the screen could be failing too. Oh, no. I don't want that to be the thing. Test. Nope, everything was okay. I hope this is just the best situation possible where there's just something in there. The print test showed nothing in there. I don't know. But besides all that, it is time to go set up those other files. So, we are going to get... I don't know what we're doing, but somebody's placing an order for a gold ship, and we gotta get the reprints for that thing and that thing. And I think we're missing somebody's hand. And let's just have a look here at all these. Corona's base looks like it's coming along nicely with no problems there, and over here is more the same, just doing its own thing. So I guess that's all for right now, so I will talk to you all later. Make sure you sign up for the raffle for the Jessica Rabbits. Link is in the bio. And check out the short video on painting this thing on YouTube. So, talk to you all later. Bye!